Well, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Space Cowboy here with another video for you guys here today and continuing our little mini series of the one-round mock drafts. Obviously yesterday, if you saw it, we did what I would do if I was GM or in the Cowboys war room and had the decision to make the pick if the board fell a certain way. For this particular one we're doing here, it's going to be strictly what I would think the Cowboys would do if the board fell a certain way. I'm not saying that I would be in favor or against the pick. It's just a matter of how I've been seeing this front office operate, how they've been talking, what the rumor mill is saying. We're going to just go through what I would think the Cowboys would do if they were on the board. So that's going to be this mock draft. If you want to participate down below, down in the comments section, tell me what you think the Cowboys would do if the board fell a certain way. Is there a prospect you think they're going to take or multiple prospects you think they're going to take? Do you think they're going to trade down? All that other stuff. Now, before we get further into it, if you guys can please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell as well so we can get the algorithm going again. Now, let's dive into this mock draft.
And here comes the pick.
With the 24th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select
Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, Oklahoma. When we talk about names that you should be familiar with as we're getting towards the tail end of draft season and as we're going through the first round of the 2024 NFL draft, hey, who could the Cowboys take that maybe we're not expecting, or maybe you do expect if you've been following along? Tyler Guyton is a name to keep in the back of your mind. The reason why I say that is due to the fact that if you go and look at the draft shows that are done by the mothership, the actual Dallas Cowboys organization, and those shows that they do, as well as other people that are connected to the Cowboys organization, Tyler Guyton is a name that's constantly being brought up. Now, you can say that it's a product of groupthink or whatever the case may be because he's been a popular name of recent to mock to the Dallas Cowboys. But when you look at recent history of how those draft cycles went, who was being mocked to the Cowboys, who were certain insiders talking about the Cowboys being interested in, and what actually happened on draft night, if we take that and apply it to what's happening in this draft process, there's a strong possibility that this could end up being the pick on draft night if the board falls a certain way. You look at what happened last year. You had a debate in the war room between Mazi Smith and Matthew Bergeron, who were two guys that were mocked to the Dallas Cowboys during the draft process, especially towards the tail end of it. And they were dark horse guys. Then you look at 2022. Tyler Smith wasn't even talked about until a midpoint in the draft process when there was a couple people mocking him to the Cowboys. And then you had Michael Guyton literally an hour before the draft say, hey, if Tyler Smith is on the board, the Cowboys are going to take him. And that's exactly what happened. If you go further into the second round, Sam Williams was highly linked to the Dallas Cowboys and Dan Quinn. And guess who the Cowboys took in the second round? Sam Williams. You can even go back further to 2020. K'Lavon Chaisson was highly mocked to the Dallas Cowboys throughout that draft process, but the only reason the Cowboys didn't take him, honest to God, was because CeeDee Lamb was there. You had a dream scenario where a guy like CeeDee Lamb falls to you, so you take him. You have to take him, right? And then you can even go back further to 2018. As another example where the Cowboys had a highly mocked player in Leighton Vander Esch and they selected him. So I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm just saying brace yourself for the possibility of this happening. And so now we have to talk about Tyler Guyton, the prospect. What is there to like about him? Is there a reason why the Cowboys are enamored with him? The first thing that comes to mind when you're looking at him as a prospect is his frame. 6'7", 6'8", 340 pounds? With the impressive athleticism that he showcases on film, yeah, there's a reason why teams are interested in him. Now, of course, there are other reasons why teams aren't, and we're going to get into that in just a second, but a couple things that I saw with doing my research is you look at what he did when he was at Oklahoma last year, didn't allow a sack in 350 passing block snaps. And keep in mind, that was at right tackle, but the thing is with how young he is, 21, 22 years old, and as he gains experience, a lot of scouts have high praises for him developing quite nicely in the NFL. In fact, there are plenty of scouts that think that he can play left tackle, and I'm sure that the Cowboys are thinking that if you're taking him, you're going to move him over to left tackle. The other thing we have to consider is this could be Terrence Steele insurance at right tackle. You could play Tyler Guyton at left tackle for a year. And if Terrence Steele doesn't recover from the ACL injury that he suffered and he's not playing up to par, as he did get better throughout 2023, but if he doesn't get to that point to where, hey, he's a reliable option at right tackle, you might end up having to let him go. You move Tyler Guyton over to right tackle and you just call it there and you just fix the position over on the left side at another time. So the way that I look at things is that this could go either way. And I think that's what the Cowboys are looking at, is the flexibility of him playing left and right tackle. And there are some things I don't like about Tyler Guyton and worry me. The first thing is that him missing games throughout his collegiate career, and then you talk about, his hand placement, his footwork can be sloppy, and it's very inconsistent. And I think that for a lot of teams, if you're drafting Tyler Guyton, it is the prospect of, hey, we can coach this guy up with the measurables he has, and he'll be a fantastic tackle in this league. So tell me down below what you guys think. If this was the pick at 24, Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, Oklahoma, going to the Dallas Cowboys, how would you feel? I would feel indifferent, if I'm being honest with you. I think it would depend on the plan with Tyler Guyton. What are the Cowboys thinking? To me, Tyler Guyton is a second-round type of talent. All the potential in the world, but right now it's very low floor. Another thing, too, is, if you take him, are you going to play him at left tackle? Or are you going to move him somewhere different? And that's going to affect things. And if the Cowboys select him, it's going to be on a whole lot of potential, and that's on them to train him up. But this draft can go sideways real quick, guys. And that's where, I'm not a fan of this pick, but I specifically did this to start, hey, let's make sure we're ready if this is, the pick, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. By all means, down below, leave your thoughts. Who do you think the Cowboys are going to take? Not what you would do, but who do you think the Cowboys are going to go with? So I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for tuning into this mock draft. I'll catch you guys later.